men come out of the womb, well, some people have jokingly said that men are literally actually brain damaged. Women have always agreed with that.
Welcome to the Inspirational Media Podcast, Timeless Voices for Today's World. We bring you powerful Bible-based messages from over 300 speakers in our library, speaking hope, truth, and encouragement into everyday life. Let's dive in.
By now, you know that we have two hemispheres in our brain. We have a left side and a right side. And the left side is the side where logic, structure, principle, idea, creativity, and thrust comes from. On the right side of the brain is the side of intuition, of feeling, of nurture, of affection, of artistic nature, and of content. And the striking thing is that sometime between the 16th and 18th and 26th weeks in the womb, a boy sends a message to his mother's body. And she responds by sending a bath of testosterone and other things into the womb. And that collects only on the right brain, not on the left, but it collects on the right side of the brain of the boy. It shrinks the brain and discolors it on that side. And there is a corpus callosum, which is the connecting fibers between the two brains, which enables the two brains to communicate with each other. And that bath destroys most of the connections between the two brains. And this means that, and it doesn't happen to women, doesn't happen to girls, just happens to boys. And this means that men come out of the womb, well, some people have jokingly said that men are literally actually brain damaged. Women have always agreed with that, setting them apart to think differently, to complement one another. Now, what happens, therefore, is that the boy comes out of the womb more one-sided in his thinking than the girl does. And the girl comes out able to use both sides of the brain and both sides of the brain to communicate. It isn't really that we are brain damaged, but you can make a lot of jokes about it.
The messages get from one side of the girl's brain to the other side more quickly than they do the little boy.
Well, let me just explain some other things about this. It may help you to understand some things. Did you know that most of the great artists were left-handed? Because there's a crossover from the right brain to the left hand. And Da Vinci, Michelangelo were both left-handed. There is in our country a man named Mel Tillis who is a country singer. Mel Tillis stutters terribly when he talks. But when he sings, there's no stuttering at all. And the reason is that the speaking comes out of the left brain, and that's where the damage is to him, and so he stutters. But singing comes out of the right brain, and so there's no stuttering at all. We have a friend, Mel Hanna, who is with YWAM at Kailua Kona, the University of the Nations, and he's the head of the counseling department there. And when he talks, he can just hardly get his sentences out, stuttering. But then when he prays, there's no stuttering at all, because prayer comes out of the right brain, the affectional, intuitional side, and the stuttering becomes of the injury on the left brain.
And we've noticed also that he has a very good relationship with his wife. And when he's just talking very quietly and sweetly with her, I guess because of the love that's flowing up inside of him, the words just flow out to her. Whereas he could, in the next moment, turn to someone that he doesn't know.
Isn't that amazing? Now, what this research has shown is that our behavior is affected by it. Have you noticed little boys are far more rambunctious and much more difficult to control than little girls are? Why? Because the boy's brain is damaged. Because the right side of the brain, which is the side of conscience, doesn't work too good. And then if it did work, the conduits to send the message over to the left brain where decisions are made, they're too damaged, so he doesn't get the work of conscience. Little girls aren't that way, so they got a full conscience, so they're pretty nice sometimes.
The little boy is already doing what he wants to do before his conscience catch up. catches up with him to stop him.
Now, by the time a boy matures, he's largely overcome that condition. And he's able then to perform, although his right brain still may be a little behind the time. Now, this affects behavior in many ways. Let me just show you one. Because a man lives mainly in his left brain, it's time to plan a vacation and take a vacation trip. And so the man plans it out. I'm going to drive 500 miles, and I'm going to get to a certain motel by a certain time. So here he is behind the wheel, and he's just driving. He's going to get there. And then his wife says,
Let's stop. Let's just stop and look and see what's here. We don't have to push on. We don't have to get there today.
well, no, we got to get there. I want to get there. We got destiny in mind. We got plan here.
But John,
We got logic. We got structure. We're going to go. We're going to get there.
but I just want to stop and smell the flowers, John.
Oh, we got to get there.
And sometimes when we've been on long trips and he's just going to get there, the only way I could get him to stop was to say, John, I have to go to the potty. No.
So she has to go to the potty about every 50 miles.
Thanks for listening to the Inspirational Media Podcast, Timeless Voices for Today's World. To explore more messages and resources, visit us at inspirational.org.nz. See you next time.